Alright, so I wanted to make a quick video about stuff I've done to optimize this to-do list, just because it's a simple example. So let's get into it. So two optimization strategies are basically using local storage to cache the data, so there's still data being rendered while the data is being fetched from the database. Pretty straightforward. So basically on initial page load, you want to fetch the data from the database, but that'll cause a little bit of latency because it takes time to do that, to make a request to the server and get data back. So having stuff already in local storage cached helps with just having something always be on the screen. And I will show you guys the difference between using local storage and just using like a simple UseState variable where you don't have anything cached, and I'll show you the speed difference, and you guys can see the little flicker that happens with that. Second, so we're reflecting the changes like the CRUD operations, so creating a to-do, deleting a to-do, updating, reading, etc. client side, and then updating the database alongside separately. So this basically has the bonus of every time you make, let's say you deleted to-do, you wouldn't have to tell the database that you deleted the to-do and get a updated or you wouldn't have to delete the to-do in the database and cause a re-render, basically another read query to occur. So basically it just limits the amount of time it takes to reflect the change if you're just storing it in a local variable and updating it that way. And here, I'll give a quick example with that. So let's say you want to add a to-do. I could do this simply by just adding these variables locally, right? And then I just add it to the database after, and these will be synced up at the end of the day because we already know what we need to add exactly. So basically the only time the database actually really syncs up with the application is on the initial page load, and that is here in this UseState right here. So on the page load, I'm going to create a copy of this and I'm going to sort them by the date, and I'm just going to set them to this to-dos data, which we get from getting the to-dos by the specific users that is logged in. Okay, so that's not too bad. So I'll show you guys the difference between using local storage and using UseState to cache the to-dos on the actual application. So let's just add some to-dos like walk the dog, I don't know, just 1, 2, 3. So here are some to-dos. You see that they're stored in local storage right here on the right side of the screen. Let me actually expand this. Okay. So let's say you could, here, let me just show the basic operations. You could change these, you can check them, you could delete one of them maybe. Okay. So you see if I refresh the page that it loads pretty much instantly. All the to-dos are in the screen instantly, and that is because it's cached in local storage. However, if I were to delete this in local storage, it wouldn't have it initially. So when I refresh, you see how there's a little bit of latency before these to-dos get rendered. That's because it has to wait for the database's GET request to be fulfilled, and then it could render everything on the screen. And that'll basically happen every time, not just when I deleted it from local storage right now, if you're using UseState. So let me demonstrate that really quick. So let's import UseState, right? And then instead of using my use local storage hook, I'm just going to use UseState here, and I'm going to delete this, right? So now we're using UseState. Okay, so when I refresh, you're going to see that there's latency now, right? I refresh, right? It takes like a second for these to load, which is not exactly what you want if you're looking for performance and stuff. So that's just a quick video I wanted to make about a strategy I'm using right now to improve the performance of this simple to-do list. I could use it for some other things down the road. Yeah, so thanks for watching.